Hello, everybody. This is JBuzzsaw79 here with another spellbook of mine to review. This time I'm going to be doing Anvil Throne Warlord. This build I decided to call Mr. Roboto because one, I like sticks. It's a good band, yeah. And two, I tried to base it off of the fact of having the constructs in the book mainly. So, of course, Mr. Dwarf is the main guy in here. So for stuff I'm running an acid ball just to try to move some armor. Flame blast because kind of like an anti-plant stuff. Also unavoidable. Halo stones in case I get surrounded. So for also swarm stuff. One boulder because boulders finish games. A couple hurl rocks. Hurl rock is really good with the 5 dice. If you're a warlord on a hill with the Hawkeye, you're talking 7 dice. So, stalagmite. I hadn't been running many of these beforehand, but I decided to remove a acid ball to add 2 of these to try it out. Depending on what you're shooting, um, just with Hawkeye alone, you're talking 4 dice, piercing 3. That will get through a lot of things. Some of the knights and such have high armor, low health. This potentially could finish them off, is my thought. And one surging wave, also unavoidable, but mainly to um, get a slam if I guess I really need it, or um, to take out forges. So I mean, it kind of does both. Is my thought. So that's it for my attacks. For my conjurations, running one ballista. Um, I thought usually sometimes they kill the second one or the first one rather. People put out a second one, but um, I don't know. So we'll see. Let's cut it down. Forge, only one forge because well, you need forge. I mean, that does most of the work for you in this book. By removing the ballista, I added a gravicore, so that way I can try to deal with what's flying. Um, Sometimes I think it's worth it, sometimes I don't. It just depends. Most of the time, this might sound really bad, but I find that it's not worth it. It's better to almost to put another attack spell in or something else. It seems because as long as you got range, it doesn't really matter if flying or not. But yeah, I don't know. Double flower because it's an opening. That's the only reason why. Pillar because pillar is pretty good. Um, I feel like it's hit or miss sometimes because sometimes it's. I mean, even if it was, I guess if it's holy, it's not so bad. But anything like outside of that, because you're paying 4 for potential to do 4, but it costs 9. So those 4 spellbook points. I mean, I could put in another boulder, for example, and another rock, and something else, for example. So it feels kind of on the fence right now. I guess the only thing is if kind of because it's ethereal, and you can drop it on your zone, and hopefully, like someone's gonna come in and hit you, it would go off. Otherwise, really, only zombies I think is the main one for me. 2 hills because extra dice is good, and if you can sit up there on that hill for a while, it does put a lot of pressure on the opponent. 3 golems. Originally, I had this up to 4 golems, and I also had 2 of the Harshforge Construct. I removed one of each as didn't really cast 4 golems. Usually, I have casted 3 more consistently than anything. Um, 2 sometimes, but I'm trying to find that spot in between 2 and 3, and I haven't quite hit it yet. If I cut a golem, I might add another Harshforge Construct. Really just to not only to help me, but to um, go ahead and smash off those enchants. A little bit easier to use that than some of the other stuff to remove stuff for the like warlocks and such would put on you. One of Carol's favor. I might add another one of those. I've decided. An armor ward. Um, I only added the armor ward basically to help try to deter people from targeting me. I have considered lately, though, I might remove it just to add um, a. I just run with the two Harshforge uh, plate. Only one brace. I find perhaps in the beginning. One Hawkeye. Should I pull the board? I might knock that to two. Nullify because I figure well people wouldn't be ready for me to play it, so I thought I'd throw one in. Um, this might leave two yet. I don't know. So two regrowth. If I cut the nullify, it will add more wards, arcane wards in, so I can ward this. Would be one thought. Because once it goes on, I mean that's nice because it keeps my belt slot open. Uh, and I want to play a vet belt. Spoiler. And one rhino hide. Again, just for more armor. For equipment, two gauntlets because you should really have a second one because the more than likely have the first one. It's not really an issue of if but when. One wand, and then the Elfric's Life Ring. I know it's a promo, but I think that since you start out, I think was it 34, 36, whatever. I don't remember now, but you know, if you put the gauntlets on and this ring in a slot, what are they gonna do? Like, they have the sort of gloves take out the ring anyway, and if they're doing that much, and then you still have like your wand or whatever, well, that's good for you. Um, if they let you keep this and take out the wand, that's also good for you because it's another 4 hit points. So I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I think this is a really great ring, especially for the Warlord. So uh, two harsh forged plates because you should have a backup in case the first one does actually get hit. Two helmet commands. I put a second one in hopes that it also can draw some hate. Uh, there's a lot of really good incantation um, commands that I don't necessarily want to put them on my mage wand, but I do want them available to me. So having the helm is nice to put them up on the helm and still have something else on the mage wand. As an example to me, I guess would be like the Battle Fury charge on the head, or I can combo it. I can put one on the helm and one on the wand. So one mage wand. Um, Sometimes I don't think people should use mage wands because basically, if you get two out uses out of it, that's probably pretty good. In this case, I think that most people having to go through the wand is just really not worth it. And I usually I throw the cantrip on that rather than on. Some people say, well, we'll throw cantrip on my uh, other breastplate, harsh forge plate, but mage wand, it's too good to let you probably sit on it, and it's worth so many points that you really should cast, I think, the cantrip on that rather than the breastplate. That's just my opinion. Then I'm running a pair of steadfast boots to avoid being moved around and teleported because you want to be able to go where you need to go. Again, this is another one of those things to me that if they want to teleport you, they can. But Tempered Pants is really good with the dwarf because it's the reroll fact and because he already has built-in toughness. Super good. Two vet belts because I figured the first one would probably be dissolved against another potential target. Leather boots just in case you get put into something that you cannot be teleported out by your own boots. You can trade them out. So this is kind of like just a backup pair of boots, I guess, for me. The scimitar. Um, I only run the scimitar because of the fact that the boots are so important to me, and the gloves. Or I'd run the reflex boots or the bracers. But again, I trying to keep the wands up, and we'd rather have steadfast. And once you put the rune on, I don't want to put you know boots back in my spell book potentially to uh, you know another pair on and lose the rune. So I'm running one Battle Fury and two Charge. They were great on the golems to get in there. One Dispel, two Dissolves. Um, I think I didn't want to cast Crumble, but I could always add one in. I just felt that two Dissolves would be better because it gives the Warlord the ability to move around more. Not necessarily he has to, but I think he's already cramped in style in a certain way anyway, and so I want to keep him as mobile as I can if I need to. To Force Push, again, great card for the Golem, but also yourself as well. Um, like at one point I didn't have my boots on yet, and I got teleported off of a hill. I in fact cast Force Push myself back up and I put the boots on, so I couldn't get pushed or teleported right after that. So two lesser teleports. Again, just looking for ways to get mobility to the golems. One minor heal for myself. A focus strike for me, or the golem. Purify, remove curse. One of each of those. Again, being able to remove some stuff is important. But I don't want to necessarily focus on it. I want to make it just annoying for people to hit me. And usually, I think if I have like two curses on, maybe three, you can always put this on a mage wand and then hit yourself with it, and then you get some of the mana back. But also, they're going to go through all the work of burning all their mana to re-enchant you. Probably not. I think if it's a crown lock, maybe, um, or maybe a necro might because they get extra mana. I mean, like, there's not a lot of what's going to happen. Sniper shot for myself. Um, because it makes his next range attack unavoidable and piercing. So again, my thought is, if you needed a boulder, sniper shot boulder, well, it's unavoidable, so you can't get rid of it. So they have, I forget the one for dodging now. Dang it, brain fart. But or they run something like Force Master or something. 7 dice. You know, uh, I mean, it's mainly that. I don't really care about the piercing per se. I mean, okay, but really it's the unavoidable kill shots for the spells. And this can go in either the helm or the mage wand, so that's very nice. Finally, teleport, only one, but I mean, it's 6 spellbook points, so. But I feel like I really need one because it's just too useful almost not to have it. Um, I really have a hard time taking it out of Warlord books because yeah, I'm paying through the nose for it, but I just again it's too useful in those clutch moments where you really need it. So, and this particular book was going to be my book should have made it had made it to round two in the ADMW two. I thought this would be a really good book to take on Force Masters and possibly other Druids, things like that, where people would save them to later. And unfortunately, I didn't make it, but I wanted to show this book as my second book that I was looking at. So, this is J Buzzsaw79, and thanks for watching. Please tune in again for more Mage War stuff coming up. Thanks a lot for watching.